There we go. Sorry about that. Hi guys, welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 223. Ripple joins ISO body on cross-border payments. Ethereum is going to be gas-free transactions, and Binance bets on Africa. Benny, thank you for being here, man. JC Penny and Ncash are going to do something soon. We'll see, man. Bitcoin Jake, how's it going, man? Rockets, yes, man. There's a chance we could still go up, right? Anyways, guys, if you're catching this from live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Also, if you want to be updated with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Links in the description. You can also follow us on Twitter. Links to the articles are also in the description in case you want to check them out. And yeah, man, awesome stuff happening today, right? We're going to cover some articles. I think I have like 5 articles I'm going to go through. One of them's a little bit lengthy, but it's a really good article. And the other ones are going to be kind of short, right? So let's jump on to the other screen where we do all the magic, right? Good. Tested out a library quest today with some library people. They want to release it by June 1st. All right. How's that library quest going to work, man? Because I am on library. I'm just not sure how that library quest is going to work out. But let me know, man. I might be interested in testing that out or working on that or collaborating or doing something on library. I am on library, so it's going to be pretty sweet. Let me play something else because, oh, cool. It's Piccolo and a Cane. That's our old intro song. So, let me move on to the markets and see what's happening, right? Okay, so I have this article. It just says Bitcoin sell-off looms ahead of block halving reward. Now, the highly anticipated Bitcoin halving is just 1 week away and leaves traders and investors undecided on whether we will break above 10,000 or suffer a correction back down to 5,900. I'll tell you something. We're closer to 10,000. Although I don't believe we're going to go up. We know there's a history of sell-off. We could hit 10,000 and then reject. But I wanted to show this article. I'm not going to go into detail. It talks about some technicals, someone else's technicals. But all I want to do here is just basically talk about this, right? This article and compare it to the one we talked about yesterday, which is this one. Market wrap, Bitcoin dips to 8,800, but optimism seen continuing ahead of halving, right? So this seeing optimism ahead of halving. This seeing optimism, or this is sell-off, right? So again, we have contrasting articles. One of them saying we're going to go ahead. The other one saying we're going to pull back. Now, what's going to happen? Anyone's guess? Because that's all it is, right? It's a guess. Everyone's using technicals to try to estimate where the market's going to go. And like I told you guys, you can use technicals to find something that is bearish, and you can find technicals to find something that is bullish. It depends on your outlook and what you're hunting for. You can lie yourself into thinking something's going to happen. Sometimes simple is better. That's why all I do is just run with the simple stuff. Now, you're probably going to notice that there is the hype cup in the bottom, or the tip cup, and that's because we've gotten tips lately, and I decided to place it there. That way, when you guys send a tip, it'll be shown as falling into the glass. And I want to thank you guys that have tipped on the stream, and you guys are amazing. Anyways, Fatty, hi, how's it going, man? I hope we can break about 10,000. Yes, man, me too. I'm open again on Bitcoin. I got in at 8,600-ish. Yeah. 8,600-ish, and I'm still open my position, right? And you remember I told you guys I got in at 7,000, I think it was 7,000, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but it's somewhere around 7,300, 7,400, I can't remember. Get out at like 8,900 and got in again at 8,600, and I'm riding it up again, right? I told you I was going to play that very tight. Sometimes place 100 time longs with $1 I sleep, just in case. All right, man. Yeah, $1 long at 1,000x. That's man, you can make good money at that at 100x, right? Anyways, like I said, I just wanted to talk about this article real quick. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. It is in the description. There is that fight for 10,000. We're very close to it, right? We're sitting at like 9,324. Where is Ethereum at? Well, we're gonna talk about Ethereum right now news, right? So in this news, Ethereum 2.0. Right, this from Cointelegraph says Ethereum scaling and gas-free transaction arrive. So, if you know what gas fees are when you make a transaction in Ethereum, that's what you get charged by the network for your transaction going through or happening. Right, it's gas fees. Anyways, Ethereum 2.0 is expected to launch within months. Right, we said June or July. But new scaling solution and gas-free transactions are already here. The network is also growing more popular. The number of active wallets have more than doubled since January to around 500,000. Now, the developers behind the second largest DeFi protocol, Synthetics, have partnered with Ethereum Layer 2 research team Optimism to launch a demo deployment of Synthetics Exchange on the Optimistic Virtual Machine, OVM. Now, Optimism's OVM is a Layer 2 scaling solution designed to allow DeFi financial platforms to operate with comparable speeds to centralized systems. So again, even though you're going to be on a Layer 2, you're going to have good speed. The use of scaling technology has reportedly seen significant gains in performance, including a reduction in Oracle update latency of 37.5 times, a drop in transaction delay of 75 times, and a significant contraction in gas prices for Oracle and exchanges related transactions. Now, that is a whole bunch of technological jargon that I'm not 100% familiar with, to be honest. I do know what latency is. I know what a drop in transaction delay is. But when we talk about, all that put together, how it's going to affect the network, that's where I get a little bit stuck, right? But a good thing we have Bitcoin Jake here that could potentially, at some point in time, let me know precisely how those things work in conjunction with the transactions, etc. Because for me, it's more about the trading, and the news are just a secondary nature, right? Because I want to see if there's news that are going to propel or drop something. But sometimes when it gets too technical, that's where I start to struggle, right? Anyways, for showing the move earlier in the year, founder Kane Warwick told Cointelegraph that existing Ethereum network still has a lot of life left in it. And we know Ethereum had a lot of problems, particularly when there was this casino running on it that was like jamming up the network, and it was making gas fees be extremely high. Also, we had a problem when Tether was basically eating up the network and just, eating everything high, making everything go high, right? Anyways, amid the increasing popularity of DeFi and the highly anticipated rollout of Ethereum 2.0, the number of active users has doubled since January, recently bumping up against 500,000 for the first time since June 2019. Now, the creation of unique Ethereum addresses has also been accelerated in recent weeks, with the number of daily new wallets jumping between 50,000 and 100,000 during the early months of 2020 to over 100,000 throughout March, and the total number of unique addresses now exceeds 96 million. Now, we do know why probably some of these addresses are being created. Ethereum is going to change into a proof of stake instead of proof of work. And you want to have Ethereum, I think it's like 36 Ethereums that you have to have in order to be able to stake and get rewards for the mining of the block, basically. So that's probably why a lot of people are starting to get interested in Ethereum, right? At 32, thanks, Bitcoin Jake. I knew it was around 30 something, I just don't have that number up on my head. Anyways, let's jump on to XRP, right? Shit, man, I forgot my water outside. Anyways, Ripple joins ISO global standards body on cross-border payments. Now, a lot of people are going to misinterpret this, and they're going to say that Ripple is going to become the standard. And that's not what this article states at all. And watch out for all that FUD and all that misinformation that's probably going to spill from this article. It basically just says that Ripple has become a member of the ISO 20022 standard body. Right, is like 20022, right? 20,022 standards body, which is driving the new data standards for payments and data messaging between global financial institutions. Now, the company claims to be the first distributed ledger technology focused member of the group, right? The only one that works with DLT, basically, which includes a number of international, commercial, and central banks, along with payment processing entities like SWIFT and Visa. So they're the only crypto or the only blockchain company that's there. Now, ISO 20022 proposes a single standardization approach in methodology, process, and repository to enable. You laugh so hard whenever you hit XRP the standard. Yeah, I mean, I do like XRP, man. I do believe it has potential, right? Communications and interoperability between all global financial organizations. Now, while conversion into a single standard is a long-term objective, the interim several existing legacy standards need to coexist and share information. So ISO takes common data points from the models of individual institutions and groups, and basically just groups them into a standard format, which can be shared between systems. Again, they're able to communicate, right? The standard has already been adopted in 70 countries, and it's estimated that by 2023, 87% of global financial transactions will be supported by ISO 20022. Now, let me play something else here. Why is it not playing, man? Sometimes Spotify takes a little bit to load, and that's just when it just gets annoying, man. Come on, Spotify, play ball with us. Yeah, man. For some reason, it's really not wanting to load, man. That's awkward. I think it's just loading right now. Let me make sure here everything's working fine. I think it's loading, but it's just very, very soft, man. The music became very, very soft, and that's not good, man. Where is this at? There we go. I'll just play a new track. There we go. I think this one's better. Yeah. Anyways, the standard has been already adopted in 70 countries. Right now, Ripple's membership of the standards body makes a further validation of cryptocurrency and DLT in the world of traditional finance. It also allows Ripple and its customers to have a say in the future direction of cross-border payments. Adherence to the ISO 20022 standard also implies counterparty connections and reduces associated costs. Now, I will tell you this. People are going to be saying that Ripple is going to become... It's going to be ruling this standard body, and they're going to make Ripple the go-to currency. And that's not the case, right? They're just joining this new standard because DLT or blockchain technology is probably going to be the way that a lot of payments are going to go. They want to expedite and have a standard that is internationally accepted. That way, everyone in the world can send money without having all these micro systems and micro entities going on around. So again, big potential that that Ripple can have some input. But again, if Ripple wants to push their technology just with XRP, they're going to have a lot of opposition from the other parties, particularly Visa and Swift. They're not going to lose all the money that they make to Ripple just by saying, yes, your technology is superior. Of course, they're going to have a lot of resistance. So again, it's not going to be immediate. Will they be able to push something? Maybe, man. But they're not going to make XRP the standard yet. That is a long-term play, right? Ripple XRP, if you're investing in it, it is a long-term play. Don't fall for anyone that goes onto this article and just basically tells you that Ripple is going to become the standard because they're joined the ISO body, right? That's still far from it and miles away. Now, getting some comments here regarding this article from Bitcoin Jake. Just, again, I just don't like the whole dynamic that has control on how much they're dumping now. Ripple dumps millions of the market, and I think it's a due... It's just as easy, if not easier, to use other cryptos, though. In some cases, cheaper or free. Yes, and if you remember, I made that point before, that if you're sending billions or millions of dollars, and you get charged $1.20 for using Bitcoin, or you get charged like a fraction of a cent for using XRP, and the transaction goes through in like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe a day, or less in Bitcoin, and it goes in like seconds in XRP. With the way that things are now, with how much money they cost to send a transaction, and the time it takes to make a transaction internationally, people are not going to care. They just want something that's quicker. Doesn't matter what it is, right? And that's where your point becomes valid. There's other cryptos where you can do it that might be easier or free. Yes, but again, if you're sending millions and it costs you a fraction, like $1.20, it's basically free, man. You're not gonna, if you're sending millions, you're not gonna miss $1.20. You're not gonna miss like a fraction of a cent. If you're sending millions of money, of like dollars, for you, that's not even for peanuts, man. That's not even for like chewing gum. That's like a speckle of dust in the amount of money that you have, right? So it's not gonna matter to a lot of people. Yeah, to the small players, it might have an impact. $1.20 versus a couple cents versus nothing, right? Anyways, Hive is free transactions and 3-second transactions. Even Litecoin is 2-minute blocks. So 12 minutes for 6 plus confirmations. Yeah, man. Again, you can go with Hive. You know, I haven't used Hive for transactions. I don't know how many transactions they can afford to have on their network. We know XRP's total at like 1,500 TPS on the main network, or in the main, the main blockchain, let's say 1,500, but it could be scalable to some like 75,000, I think I've heard. But again, 1,500 seems to be the legit number. I'm not sure how many transactions Hive can make. Now, that's it for this article. I already said what I had to say here. We can keep the discussion going, Bitcoin Jake. You can just keep on typing. I just want to move through the news, though. I have this one, Binance widget live on Brave browser, and that's pretty cool now. Binance browser has unveiled the integration of the leading crypto exchange Binance widget across all desktop services. This is from Altcoin Boss, by the way. This will enable Brave users from seamlessly access the exchange to buy, trade, and receive crypto directly on the new tab page. I haven't updated my Brave. I'm not even sure if the widget's there. Yeah, it is here, man. You can't see it, but I'm gonna pop it out, and here it is, right? Let me make sure you can. Where did I move this to, man? All right, I didn't want to do that, so let me pop this out. There we go. Right, you can see here, Binance. If I click it, it's gonna take me to, I wanna buy crypto, Binance.com, Binance US. I want to spend dollars to buy Bitcoin. The only bad thing about this is you can have quick access to buy and sell, but you're gonna be taking money from the market. You're gonna get the taker fees, right? Not the maker fees. And you want to have the maker fees because you get charged a little bit less percentage than if you are a market taker instead of a market maker. I haven't used it. I'm not gonna use it on Brave, to be honest. I just don't buy it that it's on a browser. It's a little bit more vulnerable to access it through there. I much rather go to the Binance website on the browser, where I know I'm accessing Binance directly and less chance of my information leaking, or go through my phone where I know it's a little bit more safe, right? Plus, I have a tablet that is just enabled with nothing else installed in it, and that's where I do most of my trading and transactions. When I'm not trying to make quick plays in the market and I need a landline connection, when I'm placing long plays that I don't care too much about the speed of the connection, I usually go on my tablet and I have nothing else there but the exchange open, and that's it, man. I do my trades and then I log out of the tablet, and that's that, right? So my information is a little bit safer than having it here on my computer, where I do download a lot more stuff and could be a potential bigger target for something to happen. Now, so it's pretty cool that this tab is open. Now, according to the announcement, the newest update version 1.8 comes with these new features on Brave's general desktop browser. Like I said, incidentally, the nightly desktop has been offering a preview version along with beta version of the testing since March. Now, notably, Brave users can now easily exchange Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and other currencies supported by Binance. And additionally, users get the option to trade on both Binance.com and Binance US, like we just stated. And also, they can view their balances, obtain deposit addresses, etc. from the comfort of their browser. Is it good? Maybe, man. Is it making your life easier? Yeah, man. You can just do it from like the main tab. You just create a new tab, and that's what pops open, right? And you can't see there, but that's it, man. It just pops open to this. So, yeah, it's probably good, you know, that you can have quick access to it. It says you're going through the website, but you're just taking like I said, you're taking liquidity from the market, and you're going to get penalized with higher fees. Much better to go to the website and buy. This is just for something that you need to do like as an emergency. Maybe like sell or like buy, but like on the spot, right? Because something's going to happen. Now that's it for this one. This one's the one that's a little bit lengthy, and I like this article. It says why Binance and Akin are betting on Africa for crypto adoption. And not just them. Jack Dorsey also came out and said that he was betting on Ghana, and that he wanted to take a sabbatical there, or go and live there for 6 months and like see what he can do there, because Africa, right, is one of the less developed financial markets. So they're one of the markets that have less resistance and less opposition from the other companies that are out there, or let's say not the other companies, but the other financial institutions, right? You come into this established network, right, with SWIFT, that you're gonna have resistance if you're XRP. You come into the banking arena, you're gonna have resistance because the banks want to do things the old way, because that's the way they've done them. Akin created city. Yeah, it's gonna be here, man. We're gonna talk about Akin City. He didn't create a city. They gave him like an industrial park, and it just got named Akin City. And yeah, he's gonna use his own crypto. Now, what I'm saying with this, or the point that I want to drive with this, is that since the financial systems are so immature in this country, sometimes they're much flexible to change. They're much flexible to new developments, right? Because they want to get money quicker. They're not so these like old dinosaurs that you have to make so many things happen because you're already so established, and your system is such a rock to move and a mountain to actually go and change something is just so painful, right? So again, that's why usually developing countries are the ones that have the best financial apps, right? Like, for example, in the US, it used to be that you used to send money, and it used to take a while. In Mexico, I can send money from one bank account to another one, and it just goes in seconds, and it's free, man. So, and I know because I send money through my accounts often, and they just happen in like, I click send, I log onto my other account, the money's already there, it didn't cost me anything, happens same day, I don't have to wait, no waiting time after 4 p.m., nothing like that, right? There is a cap on the transactions, I think, and you can set it on the bank. But again, Mexico is a developing country, not a fully developed country, and the financial system is quite mature. But again, we do have a lot of flexibility with the banking apps, and we have a lot of things that you cannot find them in other countries. And I have people that have come here from the US and they see my banking application. They're like, wow, man, I wish my bank was doing that. But they're not doing it because, all these like secured protocols and their systems being so old and outdated that they cannot cope with that. At some point in time, either they're going to have to cope with it or they're going to die like the dinosaurs. Anyways, like I said, the future of money will be defined by by African markets, where crypto awareness and usage surged dramatically over the past year. Aspiring entrepreneurs like Ghana high school student Emanuela has Bitcoin as a tool for international trade, not just speculation. He plans to buy some as soon as he turns 18 and apply for a local mobile account. He says he's going to use that to open a business. Now, Ghanaian exchange founder Nawaf Abd of eBitcoin said that local demand for Bitcoin increased since the coronavirus crisis began, even though his physical stores in Accra and Kumasi are both closed through trading online. He continues to supply local buyers with Bitcoin, and he said his sales were up 70% in March, so much that some days he sells out of Bitcoin, but declined to say how many users that entitled. Now, his servers briefly went down in April due to an overwhelming traffic on the site, and according to research Matt Alborg, Ghanaian volume at peer-to-peer exchanges, local Bitcoins and packs will increase to roughly 6.2 million over 90 days of the lockdown, up from roughly 4.2 million the previous 90-day period. Yet another Ghanaian student, 18-year-old Derek Bannerman, bought his first Bitcoin during the last dip, and a Nigerian Bitcoin market activist. Nigerian market activity is nearly 10 times Ghana's. Now, Alborg's metrics showed nearly 63.9 million worth of Nigerian Bitcoin trades during the lockdown, with some 60% of Africa's 1.25 billion people under the age of 25. Local traders, as well as crypto behemoths, are placing their bets on future growth. For example, Yel Bademosi, co-founder of Binance-backed social payment startup Bundle, said that thousands of Nigerians downloaded the Bundle app since it launched in late April. Now, there has been some traction in Ghana as well, where Bademosi said that the startup is looking to expand, but so far Nigerian demand is overwhelming enough. Roughly 1,000 people signed up for an introductory Zoom webinar about Bitcoin, and he said there was only room for 100 to attend. Now, this is about making it easier to move value regardless of whether it's cash or crypto, and you can send money to any smartphone number in your contacts even if they're not on the app yet. And that is pretty cool because by sending the money, just using the phone number, even if it's Bitcoin or money or whatever, you're facilitating the way the money flows, right? And that's what we ultimately want to get to. Now, Akon, the latest celebrity in the cryptocurrency industry, is setting sights on Africa. He created a startup and corresponding foundation, both called Acoin, advised by Bancour co-founder Galia Benartisi, to issue a pan-African currency. He'll start in Senegal, where President Macky Sall gave the performer 2,000 acres of land to establish Akon City. Right, there we go, Bitcoin Jake, Akon City, right? And an industrial tech park in Kenya. Right, that latter jurisdiction is expected to start using Akon cryptocurrency in the next few months. And now, Acoin will be the primary digital payment solution and currency within the city for all kinds of things that are city-related, like paying utility bills. He'll ultimately pay employees in the hospital and the supermarket in Acoin. That's what was said by, Acoin co-founder and Hollywood producer John Carras. Now, the government has asked people to go digital and not be using physical currency overall throughout the country, and that's probably has to do also with the pandemic, right? Now, this is a Stellar-based token that will launch within the next few months, though a token sale aimed at raising $6.75 million, and it's according to project's white paper. The sale represents 10% of the total token supply. Another 10% of the tokens will go to the founding team, plus an additional 5% will go to the advisors, and then the remaining 75% still yet to be determined because the article didn't say. Maybe Akon's going to have it, right? Now, I do have a couple of... man, I got a lot of tweets from Bitcoin Jake. A lot of messages. Just a widget. I wonder how much he paid McAfee for that. Unsure. Icon created a city. Yeah, okay, cool. They're going to use their crypto. Yeah. All right, cool. I thought there were more comments coming out, but I guess those are it. Anyways, we're going to jump onto technical, guys. Sorry this took so long. Again, we do have some amazing articles that we had to cover, and I do believe they were very important. Now, I'm going to play this small technicals intro. Stay with me for a second as I play this, and we move on to the technicals, right? And we are back. And that small intro even gave me time to go get the water that I was missing. Anyways, what's happening with market cap? We're still growing, right? We did move down on the divergence. It wasn't a strong move. I was really expecting for us to come in and hit the 20. But right now, market cap is increasing. But look at this, man. We're still going lower, right? So bearish divergence still there. And even on the RSI, we do have it, I believe. 72, 71. Again, any movement to the upside will get rid of this divergence. I just want to point out that we have it. And on the MACD, we might keep it, right? But it's bearish divergence, and that'll put some pressure for price action to the downside. Now, what I can see here, right? Like yesterday, we had indecision, as you can tell, 0.11% to the upside. Almost nothing. We have a long week. We had a lot of pressure out, right? Money flowing out of the cryptosphere. Right now, we're getting money influx, right? Coming into the cryptosphere. 1.96%, approximately $4.83 billion. And we're sitting at we're sitting at $252.03 billion of market cap. Now, this is pretty cool. It's still increasing. I'm afraid of some resistance after Bitcoin halving is still yet to be determined. Now, Bitcoin dominance yesterday still increased 1.17%, and today we're getting a drop of 0.08%. I'm not going to do analysis here. We're sitting overbought at 72.61. But the price of Bitcoin is at $9,326.21. Still trying to pump. Highest we've gotten today was 9,382. Yesterday, 9,418. So we're targeting higher prices, right? Again, this was my old take profit at 8,900-ish. And my next in was here at 8,600, right? Now I'm going to go on to the other chart where we have everything traced. And I was worried about creating divergence here, right? Bearish divergence, price action to the downside. But look at this, man. Even though we're going much higher right now, we're still creating this bearish divergence. We would no longer have it here on the MACD, but we would still have it on the we wouldn't have it on the RSI, but we still have it on the MACD against the price, right? How is that? Well, we're going to a higher high with more, with less positive momentum, right? That's how we're creating that divergence. Now, let me play something else here on Spotify. Make sure it's random. And again, Spotify's taking forever to load. Anyways, what happened? We moved down. Where to? 786, right? We talked about it being a resistance. Yesterday, we managed to close above it. We moved down, right? Used to support this area. Even let me log on log scale real quick, right? Just a 786. But again, we're getting these nice movements to the upside. And we have overhead resistance at 9,564, right? We talked about that the other day. Someone asked, I think it was Pits for Life, and I went back and did a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? And talk about targets to the upside and the downside. So that's going to be it for this right now. On the daily, we're sitting overbought at 75.95. And again, we have not been that overbought since, I guess we could say, not even here, man. 75. Let me draw a line here. Alt H. There we go. Alt H. There we go. We haven't hit that since June 2019, right? We haven't been that high since back here again. Pre-halving, it's not weird. Worried about dumps coming in, right? Post-halving. Now I'm going to go on the 4 hours. Now, what do I see in the 4 hours? Man, I was getting nervous about my position being open. Because in the 4 hours, we started to create a divergence, right? As you can tell, we're going from a high, right, to a higher high, right? Very slight, but still higher, though. And we're going from positive momentum to very little positive momentum, right? Creating that strong bearish divergence. Now, I was worried about the price action to the downside. We did move down, but then I noticed that we braced around the 782, right? sorry, the 786 at 9,087. And we did hit a bounce in that area, so I was like kind of calm after that. I said, look, man, it might hold. Right now on this 4-hour chart, we already moved below, bounced again, not even hit the 20, so I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried yet, right? I would be worried if we were to make a higher high and less positive momentum still, but we're so close that even a higher high might get us at least on par, and we would have a different type of divergence. Maybe weak divergence we would be creating, right? Weak bearish, but that would be it, right? Now on the RSI, we would also have this, right? We went from way overbought to almost nothing, right? Now this is on the 4-hour chart. I'm just gonna anchor all this to the 4 hours, otherwise it's gonna go on the 1 hour and it's gonna make everything super messy. And I forgot to anchor on the first one, so that's why I have to go back and anchor on all. But again, we're getting the movement to the downside. Not too worried about it yet. Starting to climb here again. Bought on the RSI at 63.43. Now I'm gonna go on to the 1 hour. I'm probably gonna place my stop loss at 9,000, maybe. What's the lowest we gotten? 9,030. So maybe 9,000, right? I'll take profit. Let's see what's going on here, right? Even short term, man. Here's where I get worried also, right? That was around 5 p.m. and we got 5 p.m. my time, right? I just gotta clarify that. We're getting this bearish divergence, pressure to the downside, and down we went, man, even below the 20. Right, next candle did hit the 20, but didn't move above it. Until next candle, we managed to actually move above the 20. But right now, we're still flirting with this dangerous game of the 20. I'd much rather use it as a support and bounce than just be flirting with it, to be honest. So again, waiting for this to develop a little bit more. And hopefully, we'll get better move to the upside, right? Again, divergence also. I'll just trace in this chart real quick, just to have it. Right, there we go. Right, price action to the downside. Again, trying to get that bounce. Why am I going to this chart? Look at this. We closed and we opened right next to it. This chart, we have gappage. Oh, man. Did we have gappage? I believe we had gappage. That's why I went to the other chart. Wasn't this chart? Yeah, this chart has gappage. Right, slightly gap here. Anyways. I just want to confirm. Sitting neutral on the other side, 59.52. All right. So I'm going to move on to Ethereum on the daily and see what's happening there. What is going on with Ethereum? We're getting yesterday losing momentum or market cap. 3.25%. They were gaining 1.52, 1.53, sitting at 9.06% of market cap. We dropped by almost 1% in a matter of days, right from the 25th of April till today. Now, what is happening with Ethereum? Sitting at $205.99. We're bouncing off the 20. We bounced periodically off support at 193. And we're facing resistance, right, at the 618 at, what do we call this at? I think it was 213 point change. 213.23. So again, right, we're moving down. We have hit the 20 already. Trying to get a bounce. We're bouncing off the 20, which is good. The day still going on, has many hours to go. Still yet to be determined what's going to happen there. Starting making negative momentum, obviously less than here. Low, higher, low, negative, less negative, low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. Nothing happening on the daily. Neutral, bought actually on the RSI at 60.08, but almost neutral. Let's go to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, what are we doing? We're going lower, right? Less positive momentum than here. So again, it's all congruent with the market on the bullish, on the bearish part. Now let's go and look for the bullish signs. Yes, here we do have one, right? Negative, right, price action to less price action, right? So lower price. And then we went with negative momentum to less negative momentum. And on the RSI, 37, 39, we also will be going in on the RSI, right? Strong bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside. We're getting this new candle, right, coming in and popping up and getting us above the 20. Will we hold the 20? Still yet to be determined. Still has 22 minutes to go. I do hope so. And if we manage to hold the 20, we're going to probably test it on the next 4 hours and see if we might be able to bounce from there. Now sitting neutral on the RSI at 49.23. I'm going to go on to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour, we're breaking below 20 on the 1 hour, right? Last thing we called was bullish, right? It was yesterday, May the 5th. Yes, at 9. Then we were here on the stream, 10. I'm not sure how high we were. But look at this vent. Very nice movement to the upside again. Going slightly higher. Are we higher than the previous high? No, we're not, right? The previous high being back here. Fudge. Stuff from the 4-hour came over. I forgot to anchor it. I'll have to do some cleanup real quick. Now this is from the 4 hours, right? So I'll just send it there real quick. Sorry guys. If I forget to anchor stuff, it just comes over and it's just messy, man. Messy charts, right? And we don't want messy charts, so here we go. Again, why am I tracing this divergence? Well, because we're having divergence. We're going from a high to a lower high, right? Positive to new positive momentum island, creating that strong bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside. We don't have it on the RSI, just on the MACD. Now, we did get the movement down, breaking below 20, had this nasty fall, man. But we recovered again, right? And we didn't recover on divergence because we're going from a negative momentum to more negative momentum and a low on the RSI to a lower point as we go lower in price. So we will be congruent with the market. We're probably bouncing because Bitcoin bounced and it took a nice movement up, right? Let's look at that time frame for Bitcoin, right? See this movement and that bounce? Bitcoin's leading the charge, right? So we're following what Bitcoin does. That's the name of the game right now. So that's it. I'm on Ethereum again. Below the 20. Let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out. Neutral on the RSI at 49.97. And again, if Bitcoin keeps on pumping, Ethereum will likely go up. Now, XRP on the daily. What's happening? XRP, we're getting this movement down again. We had divergence. Called potential gains on dominance. We did move up a little bit, and then we just dropped, man. Yesterday, massively dropped. 2.57%. This is gaining 0.08. Sitting at 3.78% market cap. That's not good for XRP, man. Again, this divergence would still go on tracking to here and there, right? Sold at 34.36. I hope XRP gets its stuff together and starts getting dominance. It's not good that it's losing so much dominance. Now, XRP, right? What's happening with XRP? Sitting at 21 cents, 21.601 cents. Man, we came into the danger zone. Right now, we're trying to get out of it, right? This yellow area. We don't want to be there. We talked about that. But we also knew that it's a chance we were going to go in because we're flirting with it for a while. I was happy that we were out here yesterday. And, we were still out by the time we were doing the stream. It just sucks that we fell here, man. Now we're trying to pump because the market's going up. But that's it. And it's doing nothing on its own. We have no other technicals besides the bearish divergence that we called out way back on April 29th. And we're sitting neutral at 58.42 on the RSI. Let's go to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, last thing we called was bullish price action to the upside. We got up, rejected the 20, got up again. And right now we're moving down, right? Do we have divergence? Let's see. High, lower high, less positive momentum. But again, I don't like calling this divergence here. We did hit rejection here. But in this divergence, I don't like calling it because we're going from a neutral, right? From a 0. We will be going from here, that's a 0, right? And we're going to positive, right? Creating that hidden bearish divergence. And that could be the reason that we're going down again. I don't want to call it on, I just don't want to call it on that. But that's the only technical that I have to support this movement to the downside. Again, losing the 20. And right now we did go up, rejected the 20 simple moving average in the 4 hours. Let's see how this keeps on playing out for XRP. It did go all the way down to 21.139 cents. Right, so neutral on the RSI at 48.15. Let's go on the 1 hour chart. Again, last thing we called was on the 4th, divergence action to the downside. We moved down. From there on, we didn't have any divergence to here. We did go up because the market went up, right? And we knew it was a chance because Bitcoin, XRP is following the market. Now, something I can tell you is that this whole island counts as one island for divergence. So even if we anchor from here to here, right? Or from the highest point, that would be this one, still a lower point, we still can anchor from here, right? Because it's all one positive momentum island to the new one. And we're creating this bearish divergence, right? Even if we went to here, man, right? We'll still have that bearish divergence. I believe even here, 57, 47, right? Even to this one, man. Even this one it wouldn't. But here we still have that bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. And we're getting that movement down, right? So again, we could have known that we are going to get that. But this happened at 7 in the morning today. And, I'm not too worried about this, man. I haven't opened a new position on XRP yet. So I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting for something to happen with XRP. Getting something good. Bitcoin Jake saying night, he's going to sleep. Thank you, Bitcoin Jake, for joining us tonight, man. I appreciate your support by being here, man. Neutral on the RSI, 44.73. Now let's go on to Litecoin. What is happening with Litecoin on the daily? Yesterday we were losing, right? 3.60. Today we're gaining 0.54%, sitting at 1.18% market cap. The price of Litecoin at $46.07. Now, what happened yesterday? We hit the 20, we bounced, right? We're trying to open above the 20 today. Starting to make negative momentum. Neutral on the RSI at 52.97. Nothing happening there. Let's go to the 4 hours. Do we have something here? Low, lower, low, less negative momentum. Yes, we're creating bullish divergence on the 4 hour on Litecoin. Again, good stuff. That's why we're getting the new bounce coming in. Right, low, lower, low, right? Again. Sorry, not here. Here. I just put in the wrong chart. There we go. Again, we're hitting a less negative momentum as we go dropping on the price. So again, creating that strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We move up. We didn't quite hit the 20, but we're rejecting, right? Nothing else happening on the 4 hours. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, do we have something? Low, lower, again, high, lower, high. So really nothing happening here. Moving down, following the market. That seems to be the name of the game right now. Low, right? More negative momentum. And here, right? Going lower. Also lower on the RSI. Nothing to trace on Litecoin. Neutral at 44.33. Let's go to Binance. What is happening with Binance dominance? Wow, Spotify it's again. Let's switch this up a little bit. Play this, I guess. There we go. And yeah, so what's happening with Binance dominance? Yesterday we lost dominance, 3.26. Today we're losing still, 0.29. It's sitting at 1.03% market cap. The price of Binance at $16.58, almost 59 cents. What's happening? We did dip below the 20, but we're trying to gain it again. We had bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We knew that was going to happen. Neutral on the RSI at 44.22. I'm going to move on to the 4 hours. There's really nothing else to trace here. And Spotify is just getting stuck, man. He's really not wanting to play ball tonight. Anyways, let's keep doing this, right? We dropped below the support that we had, right? So, let's see this, right? I'm going to get rid of this line here. I no longer care about it. This one we could extend. I do believe we could still use it as a resistance. And let's see here, right? Low, lower low. Just anchoring this to 4 hours. It is negative momentum, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI, higher on that RSI. Creating that strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside, getting this bounce coming in. But again, not enough to hit the 20, and we're rejecting already. So let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out. I do hope we can get above the 20 with this strong bullish divergence. Other than that, do we have something here on the top part? No, nothing on the top part. Now, let's move on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what's happening? We had divergence. Last thing we called was bullish, right? Bullish divergence yesterday. Price action to the upside. Got that very nice run. From then on, we're starting to tank a little bit. Do we have divergence? No. Still lower. Less positive momentum. Yeah, we do. We do, actually, right? We do against the RSI. And we will be going from here to here, right? Slightly higher. I wonder if I missed this one out on Litecoin. Let me go check real quick. Yes, I missed it out on Litecoin, man. All right, Litecoin had divergence, right? I just didn't call it. There we go. All right, same divergence at Binance. Hidden bearish. Price action to the downside. Getting that movement down. Breaking below 20, trying to get above, failing to get above the 20. And we know what happens when we fail to get above the 20. We break down to lower prices. Down we broke. From there on, we're trying to climb. Now low, lower low, more negative momentum. Lower on the RSI. Nothing happening. That's bullish. Neutral on the RSI at 41.88. That's it for Binance. I'm going to move on to Benny had mentioned some stuff. I'm not sure if you're still with us, brother. I hope you're still with us, Benny. But I'm going to look at JCPenney and Encash just because they were requested by Benny. And he requested them early on in the stream. Actually, it was the first request we got. What is happening with JCPenney, man? Still moving lower, man. Remember how we talked about that? And how we didn't want to touch JCPenney yet? Look, we're starting to create bullish divergence again, right? But we're still going from I'm not even sure if I anchor from here. From here to here, we're going to 0. If I want to anchor from here, it will be from here to here, right? And I would have to change the anchor to there. And then we would have bullish divergence, right? Strong. Potential price action to the upside, but I'll just leave it at that, man. Like I told you, retail companies are probably not doing the best. Especially in-store retail companies that are brick and mortar, because they don't have people that are going in there to shop. They're still having to pay rent. They're still having to run with a lot of costs. They're probably not moving as much merchandise as they should. They're probably not that well online presence. I'm not sure how many people are buying on JCPenney online, but they're probably going to take a big hit on quarterly earnings. And it's going to be painful, man, to be holding this. It's at 18 cents, man. I think when we talked, it was around 20. And I think you might have gotten in here at 24 or somewhere around there. New lower lowers, right? New lower lows for JCPenney, Benny. Not the best. Right, that's it for this, man. I'm not gonna go shorter than this. We have bullish divergence. It is what it is. Now you said end cash. I do believe I have an end cash open here. Let's see what's happening. Last time we called was here, right? We were trying to get the bounce. We're making divergence, bearish, price action to the downside again. From then on, we've tried a rally, and man, should I call something here? That's the question, man. 12, 13, slightly higher. Positive momentum, so I'm not going to call divergence here. Higher on the RSI, neutral at 40.79. Again, this is really, really cheap, dude. This, not looking good. Let's go to the 4 hour, see if we can see something there. Last time we called here was bullish, right? We even developed a slightly more bullish divergence, right? From here to here, right? Going slightly lower and going from, I would say, even here to here, right? That's it. Bullish divergence, price action to the upside. That was a good in, I guess. Since then on, we've just been moving down. Why? Because I'm not sure this coin, dude. Maybe the market went down and took the coin down with it. What I can tell you, though, right now is that you're creating a hidden divergence, right? You're going from a low to a higher low. Neutral, let's say, to negative momentum. Even if we wanted to anchor here, right, we'll be going from negative low to higher low, and negative momentum to more negative momentum. So hidden bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside, and we wouldn't have it on the RSI. Now I'm going to leave it there on the 4 hours for end cash, and I'll move on to the 1 hour. I forgot to anchor this in the 4 hour chart. There we go. Re-anchoring and positioning that. Sir, there we go. Awesome. So high, lower, high. Let's see here, man. All right, so from here to here, we created divergence. I can tell. Man, why don't want to let me anchor this? Why you not let me want to anchor this to the 1 hour, man? There we go. Alrighty, cool. So let's see. 5, 4. All right, good enough for me. Right, like that. Bearish divergence, and from here, man, it went from what, like 99%, man. This went overbought like crazy, man. Almost 100% on the overbought, right? But again, bearish divergence, price action to the downside, get that massive tank, held at 20, broke below it, tried to hold it again, flirted with it for a bit, moved down again. That's that sucks right now. Let's see, low, lower, low. All right, cool. So on this short time scale, right, that's what we care about. We're starting to create bullish divergence, potential price action to the upside. Now here, do we have it? Yes, also. From this low to this high. There we go. Bullish divergence, strong potential price action to the upside. Still yet to be confirmed, though. This could still go on developing and make more negative momentum. Wait and see. Now, we just finished the requests. If no one else has any other requests, we're going to move on to gold and silver, right? What is silver doing on the daily? Man, below the 20. Yesterday we went up, hit it, and rejected. Right now, seems like we want to probably gonna move and hit that 382 at 14.708, and see if we get a bouncing at 14.97. Now the price of gold is moving up, or moved down, sorry, at 1,690. We did lose a 20, right? We hit the 20 and we rejected. We knew we were at the 20 yesterday. We did manage to move farther down. Right now we're trying to gain some and probably gonna head for that 1,704. Again, flirting with this area too much. Not liking it very much either. Now, let's see this. What else is happening here? We don't have anything else developing except the bearish divergence that's moving us down. Let's go look at the markets, man. S&P down 20 points. Not a lot of movement, right? Nikkei down 574 points. Again, not a lot of movement, more or less stable. We had divergence, we moved down. That's it. Nikkei hasn't updated since the 1st for some reason, right? 1st of May. Now, Toronto up 19 points. Again, not a lot of movement. London up 88 points. Not a lot of movement. Enough to get us slightly. Let's see this. What is this closing? This opening? 7,666. Right now we're sitting at 7,676. 66, 76, slightly higher. We could even just call it sideways if we wanted to. But again, we're creating divergence. Either medium, if you wanted to call this a sideways motion, or if you want to be technical and say that this is higher and this is lower, we're creating strong bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside on the London Stock Exchange. Now let's go look at Dow Jones down 218 points, man. Again, bearish divergence, right? Flirting with the 20 and the resistance at the 236 at 24,053 points. Now, what is happening with the US 30, man? The US 30 had divergence yesterday, also flirting with this line. Not a lot, man. Not a lot, really. Just getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands below the 20 right now, trying to hit it as we're moving up. but yet to be determined now by the time the bell opens tomorrow at 8 a.m., 8:30, whatever time the market opens. This we might see this, right? For me, it's like 7:30, I guess, when the market opens. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this, man. Right now, I'm not trading any stocks, so I'm not even looking at the market now. What is happening with the oil, Brent? There we go. Yeah, sitting at 30, man. Losing a little bit yesterday. Again, hitting almost a 20 and bouncing. But again, like I said, a couple days ago, it would have been a very nice play. 30+% gains. Not really developing anything, right? Lower than the previous high. Also less positive momentum. But, oh, higher on there. I say, shit, we do have something. All right. Hidden bearish divergence. Potential price action to the downside, right? That's happening on Brent. I forgot to call that. Almost forgot to call that. I did call it right now. And again, we're getting the same move happening here, right? Again, at $29. Very nice gains in this one, almost 48%. All right, and let's go to West Texas. It's probably all going to look similar. Again, oil moving in sync, right? Higher. There we go. Bearish divergence, hidden. Price action to the downside. Starting to move down, hit the 20, bounce. About to test the 20 again on this chart. What happened with this other chart? We were still away from the 20, so that's good. Again, we have bearish divergence coming in. That's it for oil, man. That's it for the markets, I guess. Silent Gaming. Why are altcoins not moving? Very good question, because everyone's eyes are on Bitcoin and the halving event. We might get some pumps on the altcoins if Bitcoin runs and money flows into the cryptos here. But as you can tell, on total market cap, right, money came into the cryptosphere, right? Yesterday we did drop a lot, but yesterday Bitcoin gained nicely, right? So again, mainly dropping from altcoins, or people moving from alts to Bitcoin, because again, there's a lot of hype happening around the Bitcoin halving event. Now, guys, I haven't said this, I think, throughout the stream. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub, so you're notified when we go live. You can also join us on Twitter and chat with me there. I'll pop out the Twitter in a couple minutes. Thank you, Silent Gaming, for being here, man. I'm not sure if you're new to the stream or if you've been here before with us. I just haven't seen you before, but thank you for joining us and thank you for chatting with us. Altcoin's not moving because Bitcoin is moving, right? Look at this Bitcoin upsloping consolidation. Not the best, right? Why is it not the best? Because we're going higher here, right? Going to higher highs and having less positive momentum, right? So again, creating bearish divergence, potential price action to the upside, to the downside. And waiting for that to happen, right? That's why I'm playing tight on Bitcoin, and I'm probably gonna set up a take profit at 9,000. I'm gonna be waiting to see what happens. We do have resistance overhead at 9,564. From then on, I do believe in this chart we have other resistance, 9,650, so which is very close. Then 10,243, then 10,647. You get nothing in Bitcoin, everything XRP, XLM, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dog. Yeah, cool, man. We already covered those coins. I can just go back through them real quickly. Ethereum, right? Ethereum, look at the consolidation, right? Look at Bitcoin. This is what I wanted to point out. Bitcoin's upsloping. Ethereum is just accumulation, right? It's downsloping. It's good, man. Ethereum is creating divergence on the shorter timescales, on the 4-hour. Bullish divergence, price action to the upside, right? Getting this bounce below the 20, but waiting to break above it. If we reject the 20, there's a chance we might move lower, but there's support here at at $193, and we also have support here at the 50%, which is at $189.40. So we have a couple areas of support here, and then we have resistance at the 618 at 213.23, right? But again, good technicals on Ethereum for price action to the upside. Here, the last thing we called was bearish. We did move down already, starting to bounce because Bitcoin bounced. Let's see, XRP, right? Very quick on XRP again. Same stuff happening, right? We had divergence, action to the downside. We're getting into this area that I don't like. This is this rectangle that I have here. And I just don't like the fact that we're getting into it, right? It's a rectangle that I've been trying to avoid. We don't want to go here. Lowest we gotten was we tested the lowest support. Before, after that, we end up breaking to like 13 cents or something like that, right? So we don't want to get below, sorry, this is 13 cents. We'd end up breaking to 10 cents. We don't want to break below this area, right? So we don't want to get into this yellow rectangle. I'll extend it tomorrow. But we want to get above the 22 cents, and we haven't. We have not been able to get above that 22.605, right? We briefly got above it here, but we can say technically we closed at it, and we're also moving down from there. Now, on the 4 hours, right? It is not showing the same divergence. Last thing we had was bearish divergence, price action to the downside. And the movement here, we're still slightly higher, so we don't have the divergence that we have with the other coins. But again, if the other coins pump, XRPs are likely going to pump. The last thing we have here on the 1 hour is bearish divergence. Actually, the downside, bouncing because the market is bouncing. Now, you said you also had Litecoin. All right, Litecoin. We'll do Litecoin again. Again, Twitter going out again. If you want to join us there at some point in time, you can join us there. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to this channel. We're pretty cool. Litecoin, again, last thing we had was bearish divergence on the daily, moving down, hitting the 20, getting a bounce, starting to make negative momentum, neutral on the RSI at 52.76. Nothing else has developed on the daily. We're not sure if we're really finished dropping right on this divergence and we're going to get bounce. It's going to depend on whether or not Bitcoin bounces. And from then on, we're testing the 20. Still have a couple hours to go today, 20 hours, to see if we go much lower, right? Now the 4 hour, what's happening here? We had last thing we called, so it happened last 4 hour candle, right? Was bullish divergence, price action to the upside. So we're getting this very nice candle coming in. We haven't quite touched the 20 and we're already rejecting higher prices, which again could turn out that we either go on the next candle and try to rally again, or we start to move down and create divergence again and try to bounce from that. Neutral on the RSI at 44.19. And then on Litecoin, last thing we have, bearish divergence, action to the downside, where we hit that movement. And now we're getting the climb back up, probably because of the developments that we have in the 4 hours, right? That bullish divergence, and also because Bitcoin did hit a nice rally, and we're seeing that happening. Now you said what else? We already did XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin. Okay, cool. XLM, we haven't done XLM in a while, so I do have it here. Let's see if we do this chart. I hate this chart because it has a lot of gappage. Let's go with this chart. All right, cool. I'm banking that it's going to be a replica of the rest of the coins, right? To some extent. All right, cool. But you can see here we're going higher. This is going to be very micro, right? And we're going lower. Again, creating bearish divergence. What is this? 2001. 1,900. All right, cool. So from here to here, right? Even in a more macro scale, we're still going slightly lower, right? Creating bearish divergence, right? Price action to the downside. So again, we're expecting a movement to the downside to happen potentially. We don't have that on the RSI. We do have it just on this last part, and sitting bought at 65.52. Now let's go to the 4 hour. What's happening on the 4 hour? Let's see. Do we have something here? Yes, we do. Right, we're going slightly higher. We're going slightly lower, creating hidden bearish divergence, potential price action to the upside or continuation, and we're getting that movement to the upside on that hidden bullish divergence. We would also have it here on the RSI. Got that nice bounce that got us above the 20. Flirted with it for a bit, lost it, tried to gain it again, and losing it. And we're getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands, right? This is waiting for something else to trigger. Now, volatility is leaving the market, and when volatility leaves the market, we get explosive moves, and that's what we could be expecting to happen. Now, low, higher low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. 42 on the RSI, 41 on the RSI. All right, cool. Here we have, again, hidden bullish divergence, right? Potential price continuation. We're getting above the 20, which is good. Now let's go to the 1 hour chart. Low. This is the main low. Higher low, higher on the RSI. And the less negative momentum, right? So that's all good. Now, here on divergence, let's see this one. We do have it from here to here, right? So from here to here, we're going lower on that price, and we're going making less negative momentum, right? So that's what's getting us this new bounce that we're getting here, and getting us above the 20, right? And here we go, right? We just have it against the MACD, not against the RSI. So negative momentum, less negative momentum, low on price, lower low. Getting this nice bounce, getting above the 20. Using it as support right now, not really using it as a catapult yet. If we touch it again, we might try to bounce from it, or if we break below it, we know what happens. We might be targeting lower lows. Now, that's it for XLM, and you said Link. All right, cool. Let's look at Link. Link. We haven't looked at Link in a while either. So, last thing we called on Link was bearish action to the downside. We did move down, hit the 20, bounce from there. Again, just like the rest of the market, right? This is all happening across the markets. This was when the market is in sync. Right, we're getting this to happen across the board, right? Bearish divergence, strong price action downside, took that nasty drop. From end on, let's see, this was back in May, man. I haven't looked at Link in a long time. Let's see what's happening here short term, right? Right, so as you can tell, we're going higher. and we're going lower, right? Creating bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside, moving down slightly, trying to rally, finally getting above here, and from here we could also call bearish divergence, right? So we're going slightly to zero almost over this slight positive momentum, I guess, very slight, and we would also have it on the RSI. We would be expecting a movement to the downside. We are moving down, breaking below the 20, but look at how tight we are on the Bollinger Bands, right? That means a lot of volatility has left the market. We're expecting a movement potentially to happen, explosive movement. We don't know if it's going to be to the upside or the downside. The volatility doesn't tell us that, but that's why we look for the indicators, right? Here we run the Bollinger Bands from the top to the bottom. Right now we're at the bottom, trying to get above the 20, but failing on the daily. Neutral on the RSI at 53.97. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart. Sorry, let me see if we have something bullish here. No, nothing bullish. Let's go to the 4 hours. And here I'm just going to focus on the short term, right? 450, 428. So high, lower, high, less positive momentum, lower on the RSI. We don't have anything here to merit this price action to the downside. It's probably happening because the rest of the market moved down as well, right? That's it. Neutral on the RSI at 42.72. Let's go to the 1 hour. High, lower, high, less positive momentum. Lower on the RSI as well. So nothing there. Let's see. Low, lower, low, more negative momentum. Lower on the RSI. We're just having regular market motion on Link right now. At 41.57% of market cap. Let's see if I can find something here that we can play off, right? Not really, man. I guess that's going to be it for Link. Thank you, Silent Gaming, for coming in and asking about those coins, man. Just quick recap towards the end of the stream is always good. Again, if you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Yeah, man, no problem. Hit that like, that bell, that sub, right? I think we might just call it a stream, man. Where Bitcoin to 100,000. Oh wait, that was Benny. Bitcoin to 100,000. Sorry, Benny. We did cover JCPenney and cash. I'm not sure if you caught that. Yeah, Silent Gaming, no problem. And we're live every night at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Central. We used to be 9. Switched the time because I needed to spend more time with my family. But yeah, no problem, man. And you know, Bitcoin to 100,000. That's what Benny's saying. Let's try to get to 10,000 first, Benny, and then we worry about the rest. Like I said, we have some resistance. We're still flirting with this area on Bitcoin, right? First, let's get above 9,400 and close there. Take it a step at a time. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. It was a good stream. It was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys that have tipped in the last couple of days. That's amazing of you guys. And it's so humbling that you guys appreciate it so much that you have tipped for the stream. Again, thank you for being here with us. This is Instead of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight. Again, I hope you have a good night. I hope your families are staying safe. Talk about crypto to them, right? It's like if you have time right now to like tell them about crypto and what you're doing with crypto and how it's good, etc. You might be able to bring more people into crypto, right? So again, talk about crypto to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, and let them know that we are here. This is Instead of Crypto. Again, I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on this awesome Wednesday night. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be it for tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Instead of Crypto. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching. That's gonna be it for tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow.